All right, you guys, we are back. It's EQ, and up next we have Drake response to Joe Budden, claiming his Jay-Z beef is over Beyonce house music album. Shout out to Chick Smooth for the video. If you guys haven't been keeping up on this drama, basically, Joe was inferring that the whole beef with the Carter stems over the fact that Drake worked on the Beyonce house project, but then went and released his own house music project as well, which obviously Joe says didn't sit well with them. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video. Again, it's entitled Drake Response to Joe Budden, claiming his Jay-Z beef is over Beyonce house music album. His braids look like a Tyler Perry, braid wig. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, let's jump right into the video.
Drake is tired of all you guys lying on his name and is calling cap on Joe Budden. Now, this whole Wayne Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl thing has taken on so many different legs, so many different angles.
It's crazy that it's really overshadowed the fact that Kendrick did get it. I feel like we've had so many conversations away from that. We're having conversations over Lil Wayne not getting it, even though it's been held down there twice since 2013. We're having these discussions when honestly, we should just be congratulating the fact that Kendrick did it. It's not like Kendrick isn't deserving. The dude has had probably one of the biggest years as a rapper ever. And yeah, man, it's kind of a shame that he's not getting the flowers that he should be getting for actually booking the event. And we're just getting mad about speculation, or at least up tons of people out there. It is kind of messed up that they've managed to deviate the conversation.
And so many different problems. After Maul from Rory and Maul podcast came out and said that Drake has turned down the Super Bowl multiple times, it opened up a whole new can of worms. People then started looking into...
Yeah, obviously, they're trying to diminish the importance of getting that. Because honestly, it is a huge accolade, and best believe his streams will be going up a few 100% after that show. So yeah, man, it's a great look. I feel like right now it's just honestly trying to throw shade on the guy.
The relationship between Drake and Jay-Z. There's rumors out there that Drake actually turned down signing with Jay-Z and Tidal. Instead, Drake went with Apple, and ever since then, it's been up between Jay-Z and Drake. Now, Joe Budden had a whole different theory.
There, he made a good decision. Obviously, where's Tidal at now? Jay-Z definitely sold all his shares, so he's not even involved with the company. So it was a great move by Drake to go with Apple, obviously. If there is any beef, I feel like it's from the combination of a few things. It's not just one thing in particular. But at the end of the day, everyone's going to speculate as to why. And until they come out and say something, really can't say it's either way, you know? And I don't think these people are ever really going to address this directly. Who knows?
Joe speculated on his podcast that the beef between Drake and Jay-Z has to do with Drake working on Beyonce's house album, then putting out his own house album months later. Here's what Joe Budden said.
Out, and he was just like, a lot of these whole pow-pows come from Drake. You worked on the Beyonce house album,
and then you did a house album.
And did a house album and dropped it right before hers, and they ain't like that.
That's what it is. You're stealing the thunder. Obviously, I feel like that could be one of the many factors, but I don't think it's just that. I really don't.
I wouldn't like that if I'm them.
I wouldn't.
Of course
Because you
not.
got to understand, we're dealing with the power part of money, power, respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that we have to focus on. People with power are going to exert it now, when this much is at play. So yeah, I don't think they like that shit. I don't know what's behind it, but they ain't like that move, that little house album, after you worked on my shit. Hell no. Oh, I also got a little bit of tea.
Oh, that's it.
Spill it.
Come on now.
The messy part.
It's hot tea.
Oh, we're ready.
I'm sure
You
you
got the straw?
You
Pause,
water.
man.
You can water down the tea.
Aquaponic.
I mean, Cam and them kind of alluded to there being something behind the scenes at play between the parties involved. And I don't know if I got the same tea as him. But I'm hearing that there was an event where something happened backstage that, yeah.
Between whom?
I can't say.
Yeah.
Now, with all this being just speculation, Drake actually went to Akademiks.
You're leaving it really, really vague, and obviously we don't know what to infer from that. Maybe some type of physical altercation or just any type of altercation. That's the only thing I see happening backstage. When it's that many people of that caliber, I feel like they probably all feel like the show must go through them, but who knows?
And his team to clarify things. Here's Akademiks reading Drake's message to him and his team, denying the beef has anything to do with Beyonce's house music.
This is the quote unquote tea, or not tea, but like this is what Drake said in reply to whatever rumors, I guess. And shout out to the Joe Budden podcast, of course, my man Ice, and then of course Joe Budden. He said Beyonce had that record for 5 years, and honestly, Nevermind dropped before whatever she dropped, and I never worked on a house album.
It might just be that Beyonce's team saw the motion that album got, and they were like, "Yo, let's finally drop it." Maybe that's the case. It's like I said, this is all speculation at the end of the day.
He says nobody has facts in this game. It's insane. Okay, so essentially, he's saying that Beyonce had that house album for a long time, 5 years, and that kind of goes against the narrative that says that, oh, Drake hurried up and put out a project. It's like, no, she had a record for 5 years. He says, honestly, Nevermind dropped before whatever she dropped, but he said he never worked on a house album. Okay, and you know,
so he never worked on her shit neither.
I didn't clarify. Actually, this message, like, this was sent to, like, not only me, it was my team. So
of course, they just want you to get this out into the ethos. At the end of the day, Ak has a huge reach. So he puts this information out. Obviously, it's going to get to the most people, and honestly, the quickest way.
You know, I didn't do the normal clarification, and this wasn't just a Ak eyes only thing.
Now, the song Drake has credits for on the Beyonce album is called Heated. Drake is listed as the composer and also lyricist for the song. It is very much possible that
he probably honestly wrote the whole thing, and Beyonce maybe changed a word or two. But at that level, Beyonce is known to go and get, you know, part of the writing credit, even if she does nothing. But at that level, you almost got to take the good with the bad, because this is a lot of exposure. You get one of these records, and it could be life-changing. I know she had issues when I want to say Neo, because Neo was claiming that I guess Beyonce never really did enough to warrant any type of writing credit at all. If in fact it is true that they had this 5 years before, which is not unheard of. Like, people sit on projects all the time, especially if they think it's a sound that kind of clashes with what they got going on. So yeah, but if that's the case, that record is 5 years old, then Drake dropping Honestly Nevermind was probably the motivating factor in them getting their project out. All right, we're seeing like how this project's being accepted. Let's put it out. Obviously, it's the perfect time. We're seeing that album is doing well, that album is being received well. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like I said, a lot of this is going to be speculation. You have all sorts of sources coming out with their like tea, and like it's hard to verify all this stuff. So like, with that being the case, I don't think that obviously this caused any friction in their relationship. This had to have been from something else. If it's something backstage, like maybe some type of scuffle, but until we see something, until we hear something factual or coming from directly from one of these parties, then yeah, all it is really is just us theorizing and speculating. And even on Joe's behalf, like who is feeding us this information? We don't know. Misinformation is put out all the time to kind of cloud the narrative.
That Drake worked on that song with Beyonce 5 years ago before it dropped, and had no clue it was going to be on her house music album. This is not the first
totally
time that an artist have worked on a song together with another artist, and that song actually gets released years later on a whole different album. And Drake also
That happens all the time too, if you guys didn't know.
dropped his album first. He dropped his June 17th, 2022, and Beyonce dropped Renaissance July 29th, 2022. Now, whether or not you want to say Drake had inside information that Beyonce was going to be dropping a house album that summer, that's a whole different story. Both albums from Drake and Beyonce also had amazing first week sales numbers. Now, Drake, I do have to say, brother, if you have so much to say about all these rumors and speculations, why don't you just go do an interview? We know you're watching and you're listening and you're seeing all these rumors and speculations going on about you. And
of course, just judging by like the post and the captions that Drake has put up, we obviously know he's very aware of everything. He's aware of everyone talking. He's really petty. So yeah, maybe he's planning something right now. Maybe an interview would help right now, but he's obviously paying really close attention to anything that's put out about him.
Instead of playing telephone and telling media personalities or media pages, why don't you just go sit down on somebody's platform and get everything out your chest? So yeah, Drake and Jay-Z definitely have some friction between them, but it was not over Beyonce's house music album. You guys get in the comments below. Do you guys?
Yeah, man. For me, it's kind of hard to blame the whole title thing because there was other artists that obviously didn't like sign up. But yeah, Drake being that big of an artist would have been like a huge push for that platform. I don't know how mad you could be currently if you sold all your shares, you know, like it's kind of like hypocritical if you sold out too. But yeah, so at the end of the day, who really knows what this like beef stems from? If it really is even a beef, or we're just as the public overblowing this, as the media overblowing this, because it is something to talk about. It's something that obviously is going to get clicks. People are going to wonder why, like, Drake and the Carters have beef, you know? Like, where does this stem from? Is it from this house album? Like, it's more than likely got to be something personal. Like, if it is something that happened backstage, maybe it was words exchanged that obviously wasn't the best. With Drake being at the top, maybe he said something that really didn't sit well with Jay. I don't see him saying anything to Beyonce. Like, I feel like as a writer, that's somebody that you want to have a good relationship with. That's the relationship you'd really want to like foster and protect. Time will tell what the reason is, if we even ever get a reason. Might just be a mystery that will never be solved. I don't think it was about the house album, especially with them clarifying that that record was 5 years old. So I'm pretty sure Drake dropped his project, Beyonce saw the reception it got and was like, it's the perfect time. To me, that makes the most sense. Let me know what you guys think Jay-Z's issue, if any issue is there at all with Drake. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's tons of theories, and we're going to keep getting them. I feel like that discussion is going to continue, obviously, until somebody actually says something. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Let me know why you think this beef is even happening. Yeah, and also let me know what you guys think the actual incident behind stage is. I don't think if it was something physical, maybe you would have heard something about it. Honestly, a few of the wrong words can definitely do horrendous things to like an already shaky relationship. So definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It's such a channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching. Channel is doing super freaking dope, and it's all because of you guys. So yeah, hope you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon.